If being a fool were enough to knock a Targaryen out of contention for bonding with a dragon, hardly anyone in the family would have ridden dragons. In some cases, being a haughty, overbearing asshole seems to have helped. Think of A-mond and Vaygar, or Ulf and Silverwing, or Hugh and Vermithor. Aegon II was a spoiled, grasping little shit, but still rode a dragon. Valyria as a civilization was built on mass subjugation, enslavement and murder, but none of that kept them from bonding with dragons. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. The dragons bonded with Dany because she had possession of their eggs before they hatched, because in Drogon's case he likely imprinted on her immediately after hatching, and because in their infancy she fed and cared for them. But dragon bonding is a weird, almost mystical thing. Dragons have bonded with riders who were totally different as people. Balerion was ridden by the psycho Maygor I and by Viserys I. Vaygar somehow bonded with Layna Velaryon and A-mond, also totally different from each other. There is no standard personality type for riders, and certainly not a type in terms of morality or decency. The hilarious thing is that Viserys, having drunk the Targaryen family Kool-Aid, would probably make it easier for him to bond with a dragon, not harder. That's because I think a lot of dragon bonding is based on expectations, psychology and self-fulfillment. Targaryens believe they can ride dragons, so they do. They approach dragons without fear because they expect to succeed, and in turn they succeed because they approach the dragons without fear. It's cyclical. So Viserys, seeing infant dragons and expecting that of course he'll be able to bond with one, would approach the dragons expecting success and for that reason, could very well have success. I don't think he'd have a parental bond like Dany does, but the basic concept of him being able to have a single rider-dragon bond like in the old days isn't that crazy. It's easy to look at Viserys, who was definitely an asshole, and the molten gold, never mind the multitude of Targaryens who rode dragons and still burned, and conclude that of course he'd never have bonded with one of Dany's dragons. Family history would suggest differently. At the very least, he'd have a realistic shot that shouldn't be dismissed out of hand. Another thing is, we still don't fully know the whole process of how the dragon rider bonding works. From the examples we know, dragons had more than one rider throughout their lives, and there doesn't seem to be any hard and fast correlation between the personality of the rider and being able to bond with the dragon. There isn't even such a correlation for any given dragon. For all we know, the dragon chooses the rider to bond as much, if not more, as the rider chooses the dragon. The logic of that choice is hard to pinpoint, but it seems it mostly depends on the sheer luck, the attitude of the dragon, how it liked the person, and the attitude of the person. Being close to the person at the moment of hatching probably ensures a much smoother bonding, hence the eggs and the cribs tradition, though it was initially started for a different reason. But then, Viserys would be pretty close to them hatching in that scenario, even if not as close as Dany. So I think Viserys would have had a good shot at bonding with either Viserion, which, given their names, would be the most fitting, and probably, in that scenario, it would be Viserys naming the dragon, after himself of course, since his ego is just that, or maybe regal, since Drogon seems to be the one whose bond with Daenerys is the strongest. Would he guarantee to succeed? Not necessarily. But his chances would be pretty good. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.